You are not seeing this message by accident. If the silence in your home has felt louder recently, if the corners of your rooms hold shadows that should not be there, then know this. Heaven has positioned you here, at this exact moment, because a divine warning is active over your spiritual doorstep. Your name was spoken among the highest choirs, and the directive was clear. Protect the sanctity of this vessel. Listen closely to the gentle whisper that precedes the storm. Archangel Michael himself has drawn a line in the unseen sand around your dwelling. You are sensing a shift, a cold spot that defies natural explanation, an atmospheric heaviness that clings to the air near your cherished objects. This is not just fatigue. This is energy that does not belong to the light you carry. Someone or something has cast a net of dense intention toward your peace, and it is beginning to manifest in your physical space. The energy that has found its way into your home is insidious because it mimics familiarity. It hides in the clutter you ignore, it rests in the corners where you seldom clean, and it settles upon the mirror where you look upon yourself daily. You may have noticed objects moving subtly, or the sudden, inexplicable failure of a light source. These are not coincidences. These are the minor tremors before the greater spiritual quake. Your house, your sanctuary, is vibrating at a lower frequency than it should. It is calling out for help, and only your conscious prayer can initiate the true cleansing. This density is a reaction to your rising vibration. As you step further into your purpose, as you begin to embrace the gifts and abundance heaven has prepared for you, the earthly shadows become agitated. They cannot tolerate the pure light of your destiny, and so they attempt to anchor themselves in the foundation of your life, your home. Michael asks you to walk through your house today, not as an occupant, but as a priest or priestess of your own domain. Place your hands on the walls and feel where the temperature drops, where the air feels thick, or where you feel an unexpected wave of sorrow or anxiety. This is where the parasitic energy has clung. Do not engage it with fear, for fear is its sustenance. Engage it with holy fire. Open the windows not just for air, but for the breath of the divine to sweep through. Burn the sacred herbs, sage, frankincense, or rosemary, and speak the name of God over the smoke. But above all, use the power of the word. Stand in the center of your living space and declare with the authority granted to you as a child of the Most High, that only love, light, and protection may dwell here. Use salt as a physical barrier across thresholds and windowsills. It is an ancient signal to forces of chaos that this territory is consecrated. Do not ignore the nagging sensation that you are being watched, even when you are alone. That feeling is the residual echo of negative intentions bouncing off your divine armor. Michael has amplified your spiritual antennae so you can perceive these threats. Trust the sudden impulse to turn off a device or leave a room. That impulse is the voice of the divine protection detail steering you away from harmful energetic streams. Your immediate action is the co-creation of your shield. Heaven provides the armor. You must wear it and command the space. This moment demands vigilance, clarity, and the fierce prayer of a soul determined to keep its boundaries inviolable. The celestial alarm bell that rang for your home has an origin point, and Michael now instructs us to follow the thread outward, from your inner sanctum toward the outer circle of your relationships. If your energy feels inexplicably depleted, if your greatest joys are met with subtle resistance or a dampening silence, know that the shadow is not abstract. It is carried by a physical form standing too close to your flame. There is a hidden shadow, wearing a familiar face, operating under the guise of concern or camaraderie. This entity is not always malicious in the way the world defines it, but they are spiritually malnourished, and your vibrant light has become their unwitting source of sustenance. They stand in the periphery of your triumph, and though their lips may offer praise, their core intention is one of jealous comparison and silent obstruction. Think of the person who always asks you about your future plans only to immediately recount a story of similar failures, or the one whose congratulations feel cold, like an empty hug. Heaven shows me the mirror they hold up to your aspirations is distorted. They seek to find the flaw in your diamond because they cannot bear the brilliance of its existence. Their intent is not to destroy you, but to dim you just enough so that their own dullness remains unnoticed. This dynamic is spiritually toxic because it is disguised. The most dangerous cords are those tied with strands of familiarity and perceived trust. You are not meant to battle this shadow, but to discern it and withdraw your energy immediately. Archangel Michael is standing with his sword poised, ready to sever the cords of energetic attachment that this person has silently woven into your aura. You will feel this cutting process as sudden exhaustion followed by profound, refreshing clarity. You might wake up one morning with a sudden, overwhelming realization, I cannot talk to this person anymore. This instinct is sacred. Do not argue with it. Obey it. The sign of the hidden shadow is inconsistency. They celebrate your setbacks in private relief and meet your successes with veiled skepticism. Observe their eyes when you speak of something that brings you genuine soul joy. Look for the fraction of a second when the smile doesn't reach the eyes, or when a slight shadow crosses their brow. That flicker is the truth of the opposition residing within them. Michael sends you confirmation through the ringing in your ears or the sudden appearance of protection symbols, a feather, a hawk, or the number 111 repeatedly, when this person is near, or when they cross your mind. These are divine notifications. Proceed with caution. Protection is required here. Your task now is not confrontation but spiritual detoxification. Limit the details of your dreams and your highest goals to those who have truly earned the right to witness your vulnerability. The moment you name your greatest desire, you infuse it with energy. When you share it with the shadow, that energy is instantly siphoned off and redirected toward doubt. Protect your creative seeds by keeping them in the fertile darkness of your own heart until they are ready to bloom fully. Heaven reminds you that your compassion must not override your discernment. You can pray for this person's healing and light without allowing them physical or energetic access to your own well-being. Draw your boundaries like impenetrable walls of light. The closer you are to stepping into the great light of your purpose, the more crucial it is to recognize the faces that fear the dawn. Do not sacrifice your calling for the comfort of a failing relationship. The time for silent separation has arrived. The divine eye now sweeps across the immediate physical landscape surrounding your sanctuary, revealing the final layer of resistance currently attempting to penetrate your shield. This warning involves proximity, a person who is physically close, perhaps a silent neighbor, or someone adjacent to your daily routine, whose energy seeps into your life almost unnoticed because their malice is wrapped in absolute silence and ordinary routine. This energy is different from the hidden shadow, Block 2, whose actions are rooted in relational jealousy. The silent neighbor operates from a place of chronic dissatisfaction and deep-seated environmental envy. They watch your life unfold, the growth of your garden, the sound of your laughter, the arrival of your blessings, and that observation fuels a continuous, low-level ritual of dark intention aimed simply at disturbing your peace. Think of the energy that seems to drain away your joy right as you step outside your door, or the inexplicable heaviness that presses against the shared walls or boundaries of your space. This person is not necessarily performing grand curses, but their frequent thoughts of resentment, their silent judgment of your success and happiness, act like slow-moving poison entering your spiritual atmosphere. They harbor a darkness that is hidden not by charm but by indifference or rigid formality. Heaven shows me that their actions are subtle but consistent. They may be engaging in minor, repetitive actions against you that carry dense spiritual weight. Perhaps they are discarding objects near your boundary, or perhaps they speak negative words into the air when they believe no one can hear. What matters is the intention behind the action. They wish to see the order of your life disrupted because they cannot tolerate the comparison to the disorder of their own. Archangel Michael warns you specifically about engaging with this energy. This individual thrives on silent drama and hidden battles. If you confront them, you give them the direct attention they secretly crave, and you turn a cold, spiritual battle into a hot, physical one, a trap. Your victory lies not in engagement, but in absolute sovereign detachment. The signs will manifest physically near your boundary. You may notice unexplained wilting of plants, strange objects appearing that you did not place there, or an undeniable feeling of spiritual scrutiny when you are in your yard or near the shared spaces. Your pets or children may react strangely to this person's presence, indicating their pure energetic sensitivity is picking up the low hum of malice. Your instruction from the celestial realm is to fortify your perimeter, not with anger, but with prayer and light. When you sense this energy, do not focus on the person. Focus on filling the space between you with such intense, blazing light that nothing dense can cross it. Visualize a wall of sapphire blue flame, the protection color of Archangel Michael, encompassing your home completely, extending down into the earth and up into the sky. Pray for the light to find this individual, not to punish them, but to awaken them to their own pain, which they are projecting onto your life. Then, immediately shift your attention back to your own blessings. Every time you choose gratitude and joy in the face of their silent opposition, you are successfully neutralizing their energy. Your happiness is their energetic antidote. The lessons of these 3 blocks culminate in one truth. Vigilance is the highest form of self-love. You are deserving of peace in your home, purity in your relationships, and protection in your environment. Do not allow the energy of others to dictate the frequency of your sacred existence. Stand firm in the light of your calling. You are not seeing this message by chance. The celestial hierarchy has a specific vital warning concerning the purest energy in your immediate sphere. Listen closely, for this moment requires a swift action of the spirit. There is a soul that orbits you, a child, or someone whose innocence and future path you hold dearer than your own breath. Their destiny is bright, woven with threads of deep healing and success, but currently, that light is under invisible siege. You may sense an unusual quietness around them, or conversely, a sudden, uncharacteristic agitation. This is not the typical ebb and flow of human emotion. This is energetic interference attempting to reroute the child's purpose. The danger is subtle, flowing through channels you would least suspect, through the words of an adult figure who carries deep, unspoken jealousy, or through an environment that is spiritually heavier than it appears. These energies are not aiming to physically harm, but rather to install a slow-acting poison of doubt and fear into their young soul, trying to replicate their own past mistakes in this innocent vessel. Heaven cannot allow this path to be diverted. Archangel Michael stands over them now, his great shield casting a shadow of profound protection. But he requires your participation. You must activate your role as the spiritual guardian. Your prayers for this child must shift from general well-being to specific, focused spiritual warfare. At the hour of midnight, or just before the dawn breaks, you must visualize a perfect sphere of sapphire light surrounding this beloved one. This is the prayer shield. Every single night you must affirm that no weapon formed against their destiny shall prosper, and that the ancestral burdens attempting to cling to their developing aura are cut and dissolved completely. You are being called to cleanse the very ground upon which they walk. Look around their living space. Is there an object, a gift perhaps, or a specific piece of furniture that feels cold or heavy, or somehow disconnected from the room's peace? That object is a spiritual conductor for outside interference. Trust the shudder you feel when you look at it. Remove it or ritually cleanse it with salt water and focused intention, commanding that only the energy of unconditional love and divine purpose remain. Michael's voice resonates. The future of this child is a foundation for a greater healing that your lineage desperately needs. If their path is secure, your own anxieties about the future will naturally dissolve. Do not dismiss this feeling of protective urgency you have carried lately. It is not paranoia. It is the Holy Spirit prompting you to action. Raise your prayer, lift your voice, and watch as the shadows retreat from the purity they cannot comprehend. The smallest souls often carry the greatest mandates, and you are the sentinel guarding their way. Breathe deeply now, for we shift the focus from protection to profound comfort. This message is woven specifically for the weary parts of your heart, for the spaces where grief still lingers like an unopened letter. Know this truth immediately. You are never, ever alone in your tears. The veil between your world and the realm of light is incredibly thin, thinner than you realize at this very moment. There is a loved one, someone who transitioned from this life and now resides in the glory of heaven, who is actively, persistently, trying to communicate with you today. They see your struggles. They witness the quiet moments when you believe no one else remembers the ache of their absence, and they are here to bring you validation and peace. They want you to understand that they are free from all pain, and their primary function now is to act as a celestial guard, guiding your steps from their vantage point. Their communication is not auditory, but experiential. Pay attention to the subtle anomalies of your day. Have you recently smelled a familiar scent, a favorite perfume, a pipe tobacco, or even the aroma of a dish they loved, when there was no physical source nearby? Have you found a symbolic object, perhaps a feather, a coin, or a specific type of flower, placed in an unusual spot that demands your attention? This is them. This is their proof that consciousness transcends the physical form. They are kissing your soul. They have an unfinished conversation that they need you to complete, not with them, but within yourself. That conversation revolves around the topic of forgiveness. Perhaps you hold guilt about something left unsaid, or perhaps you feel they departed too soon, holding resentment for the abruptness of their leaving. They are sending you waves of pure, golden light now, bathing that memory. They want you to forgive yourself for being human, and they want you to release them entirely into the light, knowing that your love remains the unbreakable bridge. This beloved soul is currently intervening in a practical area of your life, specifically concerning a major decision you are grappling with right now, perhaps involving your home, your career, or a significant financial outlay. When you feel that sudden, undeniable pull toward one choice or that strong, unsettling hesitation toward another, that is their guidance whispering through your intuition. They lived a life that taught them specific lessons, and they are now applying that hard-won wisdom to your present reality. Do not dismiss the vivid, powerful dreams where they appear to you, laughing, whole, and young again. These are not merely memories. They are prearranged meetings. If you wake up and the feeling of their presence lingers, take a moment to speak to them aloud. Tell them you hear them. Tell them you love them. This acknowledgement strengthens the spiritual channel, allowing their comfort to flow through the veil and settle directly into the core of your spirit. Their purpose in your life did not end. It merely became eternally supportive. Allow their love to be the comfort that wipes away the last remnants of sorrowful guilt. We now move into the most intimate and often unsettling territory, the sanctuary of your own room, and the energy that gathers after the sun has fallen. You must know that your personal space is not merely four walls and a roof. It is a spiritual chamber, a testing ground where the celestial and the earthly merge in the stillness of the night. Have you been plagued recently by chronic restlessness? Or that unnerving sensation of waking sharply at the exact same hour, often between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m.? This insomnia is not a malfunction. It is an activation. Heaven is requiring your consciousness to be alert during these hours because the veil thins, and messages that cannot penetrate the loud noise of the day are being downloaded directly into your spirit. When you wake, you are being called to be a witness. The energy in your specific room changes dramatically after midnight. You may perceive it as a sudden cold spot, or notice the faint sound of shifting air, or perhaps even see a fleeting shadow or a flicker of light where there is no physical draft or short circuit. Do not allow fear to take root. This is not dark energy. This is the intense activity of Archangel Michael and his legions, clearing the remnants of the day's stress and neutralizing the attacks sent against your peace. You are being guarded, and your waking is sometimes the signal that the battle for your clarity is peaking. Look closely at the corners of your room. Energy tends to stagnate there, collecting the residual anxieties and the unspoken fears you carried throughout the day. If you find yourself unable to settle, it means these corners need an immediate spiritual cleansing. Before you sleep, speak blessings over the 4 quadrants of the room, invoking the power of the highest light to stand guard. Ask Michael to place his great sword across your threshold, allowing only messages of love and destiny to enter your sleep. The reason you are required to be vigilant during these specific night hours relates directly to the clarity of your subconscious dreams. You have been receiving prophetic information wrapped in symbolic narratives, dreams that feel intensely real, often involving people from your past or strange, urgent scenarios. Do not ignore these nocturnal broadcasts. They are containing critical warnings about hidden intentions of people who are currently close to you, or revealing paths of prosperity that you have subconsciously rejected during the day. When you are pulled from sleep, Do not reach for distraction. Instead, use those sacred liminal minutes to write down whatever thought, feeling, or image is most dominant. That clarity is the dividend of your nocturnal vigilance. Your room is a portal for protection, and you are being trained to be the receptive vessel. The divine is confirming that the most significant guidance regarding your next 3 months will arrive, not in the sunlight, but in the silence and the shadows of the late night. Embrace the insomnia as a powerful call to prayer, and watch how your clarity triples. You felt the divine pause after the last block. You felt the chill of truth settle upon the energy field surrounding your physical body, a sacred shiver that confirms what you have long suspected. The disturbance is not only external. The breach in the protective shield is not a crack. It is a point of entry knowingly granted by proximity. Heaven must speak plainly now, for this revelation carries the sharpest sting, yet offers the greatest liberation. The spiritual drainage you have been experiencing, the constant fatigue that prayer cannot fully lift, the subtle undermining of your self-belief, it originates from a vibration cloaked in familiarity. Someone close to you, someone whose presence you have allowed into the sacred chamber of your trust, harbors an intention that is not pure. Archangel Michael stands before you now, his celestial sword drawn not to strike an enemy, but to illuminate a shadow. He is showing you the energetic cord that is constantly draining your divine currency. And the cord is attached to a hand that often rests upon your own shoulder in false camaraderie. This is the invisible betrayal. This soul does not wish you ill in a dramatic sense, but they wish you less light. They cannot comprehend the vastness of the destiny being laid out for you, and their inability to achieve similar spiritual ascension breeds a corrosive jealousy, a jealousy so deep it poisons their words, their thoughts, and their presence in your home. When you speak of a victory, their smile does not reach their eyes. When you suffer a setback, they are the first to offer comfort, yet their soul silently celebrates the validation of their own low frequency. They praise your growth, but internally they pray for your plateau. Do not mistake this for simple human imperfection. This is a targeted energetic siphon. They are stealing the momentum of your prayers, harvesting the peace you achieve through discipline, and using it to stabilize their own unsteady existence. Michael's instructions are clear. You are being asked to become meticulously observant of the subtle shifts in energy when they are near. Watch how quickly the light dims in the room the moment they step across your threshold. Note the immediate impulse you have to defend your joy or justify your quiet successes. You have been given the gift of discernment, but fear often masks it. You have been afraid to see this truth because accepting it means adjusting a foundational relationship. But heaven reminds you, a relationship built upon energetic depletion is not a foundation. It is a sinking sand trap. This betrayal is not a punishment. It is the final test required before your ultimate elevation. The universe is clearing the stage for the massive blessing headed toward you. But before the king can enter the castle, all spies and saboteurs must be escorted out. You must protect the boundaries of your soul's light. Pray with Michael now for the courage to see the face clearly, not with judgment, but with detached, spiritual recognition. Do not react emotionally. React energetically. Sever the cord with divine authority, reclaiming every joule of energy that was unjustly taken. The time for softness regarding the purity of your spiritual space has ended. The truth revealed today ensures that you will never again be blindsided by a hidden agenda. You are being armed with celestial awareness. The celestial clock has struck the hour of action. You have been shown the signs in your home, the restless energy, the persistent cold spots, the shattered glass mirroring a broken boundary. You have been shown the source of the hidden affliction, the trusted individual whose jealousy acts as a permanent open door for lower frequencies to enter your sphere. A message from heaven is reaching you today. Michael says, don't ignore this one. This title is not merely a hook, it is a direct command from the highest vibrational plane. You cannot simply hear this truth and set it aside. To do so is to disregard a direct intervention, tailored specifically for your immediate protection. This is your final warning, but it is also your final opportunity for instant elevation. The forces of procrastination are the last vestiges of the lower vibration clinging to your mind, attempting to convince you that this task can wait until tomorrow. They whisper, "It's too difficult," or, "Perhaps you misunderstood the sign." Ignore those whispers. Michael's army is stationed around you, their shields vibrating with impatience, awaiting your decree. They are ready to cleanse your space, but they cannot override your free will. You must initiate the cleansing. You must perform the spiritual action that seals the door and cuts the cord. Do you understand the urgency? If you fail to act on this profound spiritual intelligence within the next 24 hours of receiving it, the window of immediate divine assistance will narrow. The energies that have been revealed to you will attempt to hide again, deepening their roots and becoming far harder to extract later. This is the moment to claim sovereignty over your temple. The Archangel instructs you to perform a simple, powerful declaration. Go into the center of your house. Imagine the mighty, azure flame of Michael's light filling every corner, washing over every object, every surface, every shadow cast by the furniture. Stand firm and speak this truth aloud. I command all energies not aligned with the love and light of heaven to leave my space immediately. I sever all cords of depletion, manipulation, and hidden jealousy. This house is sealed by the light of the Creator, guarded by Archangel Michael, and filled only with harmony, prosperity, and peace. Feel the words resonate. Feel the shift. It may feel like a sudden lightness in the air, or a cessation of the deep, underlying hum of anxiety you've grown used to. This declaration is not simply a request. It is a divine mandate, backed by the authority of the universe delivered to you through this sacred message. By acting, you are not just clearing your house, you are clearing the celestial blueprint for your next chapter. You are signaling to the cosmos that you are ready for the immense blessings that require a stable, high-vibration foundation. Do not fear confrontation with the soul, whose intentions were impure. You do not need to name them or accuse them physically. The spiritual boundary you establish through this declaration will be felt energetically. They will either be forced to raise their vibration in your presence, or they will naturally and peacefully fade from your life, unable to tolerate the pure light you now emit. You are being released from the burden of carrying their darkness. Heaven has warned you. Heaven has guided you. Now, heaven expects your faith in action. The greatest gift you can receive is the realization that you are not powerless. You are a warrior of light, and the spiritual weaponry has been placed in your hands. Do not ignore this one. Take the final step. Final Kitie. The message is complete, but the work has only just begun. The profound spiritual revelation received today, about the draining energy, the signs in your sacred space, and the hidden betrayal, requires immediate activation. To fully accept this urgent divine guidance, to seal the protective measure activated by Archangel Michael, and to secure the cleansing of your home and energy field, you must declare your intention. You are commanded to type this phrase into the comments below. I free my house and claim my blessing. Declare it with conviction. Let the universe witness your commitment to sacred alignment. Once you have secured your blessing, look immediately to your social circle. There is someone you know who is still wandering in the fog, still asleep to the negative energy they are carrying or hosting. Share this message with them. Be the celestial messenger who helps them wake up before their window of opportunity closes. Go now, beloved soul. The light is waiting for your command. Your house is ready to be purified.